Good evening, and welcome again to Aaron's Film Reviews, where I cover indie films, indie films, American indie films, foreign films, and films all around, comic films as well. Now, today I'm going to be doing something a little different. This is going to be another mixed martial arts episode, webisode that I will be providing today. Alright, and before I even jump into it, there is something I want to go over, just like a little rant that I have. I've been coming across a few people that I've been meeting, that like mixed martial arts or whatnot, and I just want to say that I want people to be clear on, the difference between mixed martial arts and UFC. Because a lot of people are calling mixed martial arts UFC, and it's very annoying. Mixed martial arts is what it sounds like. It's a mixture of different martial arts. Whether it be boxing, kickboxing, judo, jiu-jitsu, Western style boxing, kung fu, the Wing Chun, the list goes on and on. It's a mixture of all of those together. Wrestling, and whatnot. Muay Thai, of course. So the point being, mixed martial arts is the general term used to describe, the fight sport that you're watching, or see. It may not always be in a cage. It can be anywhere. It could be in a dojo, any type of practice. So anyway, the point is, I've been meeting some people and they're calling it UFC, which is very annoying. UFC is just one organization, that provides mixed martial arts and has mixed martial arts fighters competing for their organization. There's about 1 million of these organizations. To name a few, you have Bellator, you have Dream in Asia, Japan. There's several mixed martial arts organizations. So I just want to put that out there. So if you like mixed martial arts and you're into it, do the research, learn about it. So you're not calling it the wrong thing. Calling it UFC, which is just one organization that's more high profile. But there's also, if you're into mixed martial arts, I do recommend also searching several leagues out there and watching those as well. There's some other exciting leagues as well. You may discover something new. The rules may be a little different. You may have a better time with it. The crowd may be different. Keeping up in mind with it. There's more out there than UFC. And I like the UFC as well, so I'm not downplaying the UFC at all either. Anyways, so what I'm going to do today is I wanted to cover my top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in my opinion. So, this is only my opinion. I know a lot of people may see it differently. But this is going to be my top 5 fighters that are high-profile fighters that are currently fighting. This doesn't include anyone that's retired or dead at this point. These are just my top 5 pound-for-pound current fighters, okay, in the world. Regardless of what organization you fight for or what style you fight with. This is just my opinion of pound-for-pound fighters that are high profile. Of course, there's fighters out there, I'm sure, that are unknown, just like dancers, that may be the best in the world, but, they're not on film, they're not on television, they're not being broadcast for the world to know of them. So anyways, I'm going to jump right into it. These are my top 5 pound-for-pound fighters. Okay. Number 5 is going to go to a guy by the name of Anthony Pettis. And just to give you some background on Anthony Pettis, he fought in the WEC. He's the guy that did the Matrix kick, they call it, the famous kick in WEC, where he jumped off the cage. Jumped off the cage and kicked Ben Henderson in the face. Probably one of the most remarkable kicks ever caught on camera. But I put him as number what do I have him as? Number 5 here. Basically because the weight class he fights in, it's an amazing weight class. Arguably the toughest weight class in UFC. The guy's been remarkable for what he did in the WEC. Actually, he was the WEC champion with his win over Benson Henderson, and then went over to the UFC, and has been out with an injury, but will be getting a title shot soon. So yeah, Anthony Pettis, I'm gonna put as number 5 on my list here. And number 4 is going to go to a man by the name of Anderson Silva. I'm sure by now everyone watching this, if you remotely know of mixed martial arts, you may have heard of the name of Anderson Silva. Not much needs to be said about him. It's pretty obvious what he's done. He's gotten a run for his money a couple times, meaning that he's almost been beaten a couple times. He's been challenged a couple times, but he's definitely one of the best pound-for-pound fighters out there, still. And in his weight division, of course. He's got some good contenders coming up. He's got Chris Weidman coming up, which should be a remarkable fight. I think that's probably going to be his toughest challenge yet. Chael Sonnen gave him a run for his money as well. Anyways, that's number 4. Goes to Anderson Silva. Number 3. Number 3 on my list, pound for pound fighter. Any style in the world right now goes to a man by the name of Jon Jones. Jon Jones, what's so remarkable about this guy is, for one, his age. I think he's like 23. He's young. His body is like perfect for mixed martial arts. He has a lot of discipline. He's a positive person. Every time he wins, it's in a brutal fashion. Even though I disagreed with the stoppage with Chael Sonnen. Either way, he had to be number 3 on my list. Greatest pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Jon Jones. He's explosive also. The guy's explosive. His reach is incredible. He's well-rounded, which is one of the most important factors in mixed martial arts right now. He's unorthodox, but technical at the same time. I mean, it's amazing what he's done. Number 2 is not a mixed martial artist fighter. It is a boxer, and I really don't like the guy. I think he's kind of cocky and kind of spoiled and a diva. Maybe not a diva, but he acts kind of spoiled sometimes. But he is number 2 on my list. It's going to go to Floyd Mayweather. I mean, what can I say? He is a boxer. He's talked shit about mixed martial arts, but you know the facts are he's undefeated. He's never been beaten. He's got great hands. He's fast. Uh, what more can I say? I mean, his training, the conditioning. What more can I say? If you need more proof, and you're watching this on YouTube, watch some Floyd Mayweather workouts. I mean, and furthermore, watch some Floyd Mayweather fights. And his most recent fight, he won that with ease. So he had to make the list. Now, if he crossed over to mixed martial arts, I don't think he would stand a chance. His conditioning may be up to par. I think that wouldn't be an issue. And a lot of people, I hear some people debate, who's tougher, mixed martial artists or boxers. Me personally, it's not even a question. Mixed martial artist fighters are way tougher, simply for the fact that, if you get in a fight, the more ammunition you have, the more powerful you are. So, with that being said, in a fight, you can't just rely on your hands. If you have someone throwing kicks at you, if they take you to the ground, ground and pound, locks, submissions, chokes, there's all different options, and just with your feet alone, I mean, kicks can get to you quicker than punches, or from a further distance, I should say. But yeah, either way. So, the guy's kind of cocky, but either way, he's number 2 on my list. Floyd Mayweather, number 2 on my list of pound for pound greatest fighters on the planet. And I would like to see him step into mixed martial arts. I don't think he would stand a chance without sufficient training. I mean, we saw what happened to other boxers that attempted to jump in as well. They weren't ready. Anyways, now we're down to number 1 on my list of pound for pound fighters in the world right now, in my opinion, of course. Number 1 is going to go to my favorite fighter, but with that being said, not because he's just my favorite, but, I truly believe he is the best pound for pound fighter on the planet right now, and probably will be for some time, is Georges St-Pierre. Now, Georges St-Pierre, if you followed his career, he hasn't lost much at all. The guy's a constant winner. He's defended his title numerous times. To me, the division that he is champion of is the toughest division in the UFC. He will be fighting Johnny Hendricks next, or should be at least. I don't know if the date's been confirmed for that. That'll be a good fight. But, I mean, the truth is, GSP is the number 1 pound for pound fighter out there to me. I mean, he's more well-rounded than anyone. He truly studies. The guy trains with specialists from each background. So it's not one coach or 2 coaches teaching you everything. He's going from one specific specialist boxer or kickboxer to a specialist jiu-jitsu master, and training like that. Now, I mean, when you reach a point that he's at, I'm sure it's a lot easier to have the best coaches and, train all over the world. But either way, I mean, the guy is incredible. He's well-rounded. He has a karate background. I mean, he doesn't really have a specific background. He's so well-rounded. That's what's amazing about it. I mean, the guy loves track and field. I mean, he's very well-rounded. And not only that, he's a good guy. He's mentally strong. He's very positive. He's humble, which, I usually find the best fighters in the world usually are humble. Bruce Lee was a very humble person. So, it's just an example. Very positive person as well. Georges St-Pierre follows that example. To me, in some ways, he is like a modern-day Bruce Lee. just to some extent, if that makes any sense. Um, so yeah, he's gonna be number one on my list. And speaking of George St. Pierre, this is my top five. Now, if I had to put a number six here, and I was doing a top six, I did throw in one other fighter just as a bonus. And the reason the similarity with George St. Pierre is there is because that person's name is Rory MacDonald. Now, I don't think a lot of people truly know Rory MacDonald yet. Um, he's had some pretty somewhat big fights, but I think he'll definitely be. I don't know if he'll be the next George St. Pierre, just because they're both Canadian or whatnot. But he's definitely going to be doing damage. He's definitely going to be someone to look out for. I couldn't put him on my top five, at this time. But if there was a number six, he would be my number six. So look out for him, to be a great, mixed martial artist of the future. He's very young as well, still, as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed yourself. This was Aaron's Film Reviews. I will be posting some indie film reviews coming soon, possibly later this evening, and over some films that are recent, current films, just to fill you in on what's going on the film, movie circuit, television circuit, animated features, made-for-TV films, specials, things like that. But I do have some indie films that I recently did watch. I want to review that I will be posting very soon. So we'll be getting that out there. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms, coming up, mothers out there, and enjoy your evening. And this will be Aaron's Film Reviews signing off. Good evening.